Hey, what up, though? Can everybody hear me okay? Shout out to my mom in the building. That's not her real name. But, hey, Ma, love you. What is up, everybody? It's your boy, Stocks4Rell, Sacrifice for Riches. It's been a day. And my wife is in the building. Look at this. This is just family. We all family. Hey, baby. Hey, queen. I see Bobby, #1 in the building. Road Life. Withelfee. Denise, queen. You killed it today during the live trading session. Shout out to you for getting 26% on that play. My mom's in the chat. My wife's in the chat. No pressure. No pressure. Let me fix my camera. All right. What's up? What's up, Queen? What's up, Leslie? All right. So I'm gonna let a couple people trickle in, and then I got something to announce, just to say, before we kind of get started. Let me know if my mic's okay. Well, I got a couple ones in the chat, so I'm happy about it already. So I think we're good. Hey, Ma. Hey, shout out to my mama. Everybody say, hey, Ma. What's up, Ma? Let the queen know that y'all see her. Hey, shout out to my mom. I wanna let y'all know something. So my mom came to me, I want to say maybe it was a year ago. I can't remember. No, it hasn't been a full year yet. But anyway, we were talking about like investing and stuff like that, and she knows that I do this. And I've been pretty successful, especially on the investment side of things. So we were talking about like, well, how do we like set her up, with a little nest egg or something like that, right? So what we did, we got together, we looked at a couple stocks, right? And we narrowed it down essentially to 2 stocks, SOFI and NVIDIA. Now, I know SOFI, speculative, and people would say, well, why would that be like a main piece of your portfolio? Do your own research, because I want to say that my mom is up 200 to 300% on SOFI since dollar cost averaging into that stock. Same with NVIDIA. So I just want y'all to know that there's never a wrong time to start investing, right? And I also have to tell myself that sometimes, because when I see the market go up and up and up, you think, man, like it's too expensive, but you got to start, right? You got to start small. And then when that pullback happens, then that's when you load up a little bit more. But not financial advice, but I strongly recommend, no matter what age you are, just start investing. So my mom, she's not big tech savvy. She's not into the market, anything like that. And we set up a auto buy. I think it's like every week it would just buy SOFI, and every week it would just buy NVIDIA. She never has to touch it. And every time, like just recently, we checked the account. Well, we just took SOFI, I want to say between $7 to $10, and now where is that? $26. So that's pretty dope. So shout out to mom for setting herself up, right? Proud of you. Let's see. Thank y'all for sending the love to the mama. And sorry, I'm a little tired. It's been a long day. What's good, Timothy? What's good, KGU and the get out of here. Let's go, Commanders. Come on, dog. Come on. Hey, if KG's in the building, let me borrow your notepad, dog. Cause Tim on some bogus stuff. He see I'm in a Packer jersey and he gonna say go Commanders. Let's go, man. All right, so I think we got enough people here. Please hit the like button if you haven't done so already, or I'm gonna sick my mama and my wife on you. Not playing. No, I'm just kidding. All because of you, son. Nah. No, that's all because of you. So y'all see that? I want y'all to like peep this real quick. So I just, just said like how great like my mom's portfolio has been performing, and then she says all because of you, son. No, it's all because of you. Why? Because you made the decision to put your money somewhere that is working for you. So I'm proud of you for making that decision. Hey, I just gave the play and you ran it, and look at you now. So shout out to you. All right, that's all you, Ma. That's all you. You didn't have to do that. Okay, so hit the like button, but we're about to get into just a quick PSA, and then we're gonna get into what we're all here for, right? The rapid fire chart analysis. All right, so for those that are new, I want to let you know the rapid fire chart analysis is where we go. I pull up the charts, I look at the chat, and I'm looking for your tickers. I'm putting those tickers in the chart and I'm dissecting it. I'm pretty much giving you an overview as far as what I think about said ticker. Now, it's helpful if you tell me what you're trying to do. Like maybe you're looking for calls, maybe you're looking for puts, maybe you're looking for long-term investing, whatever it is, right? Give me some indication as far as what you're considering, because I'm trusting that you've already done your due diligence and you're just looking to me to validate or invalidate what you see. So that's all fine, but it just helps me narrate to what you're trying to accomplish. Otherwise, I'm just going to give you some broad scope, and it might not be as specific as you might want it to be. Okay, but anyway, let me start with this. So before we get into the rapid fire tonight, I wanted to take a moment to just speak from the heart. Okay, so when I first started this community, I ran the one-on-one training sessions live, and I made them open to everybody in the Discord. Okay, so the reason was simple. I wanted anyone who was just starting out to have like the tools to read a chart and understand the basics and feel confident navigating this market. Over time, I bumped that access up to the higher tiers, thinking that it would add value there. But today, a member reached out, brand new, still trying to figure out like how to even look at a chart, and that reminded me why I do this. There's all types of people, all walks of life, who just stepped into the space with no clue where to begin, and if we don't help those people at the ground level, they quit before they even get started, right? So from here forward, I'm making the one-on-one training playlist accessible again for the Minnows and above, because it's not about where your account size is right now. It's about building a foundation so you can grow, right? This community was built to educate, to support, and to keep people from feeling lost in the market that moves way too fast. So that's the mission behind Sacrifice for Riches, helping people get started, grow their confidence, and not give up on themselves, right? So if you're brand new, don't be afraid to take it one step at a time, all right? Lean on the resources, rather it's free content, or if you're a member of, the community. If you've been here for a while, remember what it felt like when you first started, and maybe lend a hand to somebody else. That's how we all win together, all right? So that's what I wanted to say. I already adjusted the trading 101 session playlist to where the Minnows can now access it. So you should have got that alert. If you didn't, that's okay. Just go to playlist and then it'll be accessible to you. On top of that, I will start to pour more content into there, because I'm realizing that there's a lot of people that don't even know how to navigate the chart. We're not even talking about reading candlesticks and stuff right now. We're talking about ground level basics. What is a chart, right? What tools do I need? Where do I go, right? It's kind of crazy to think, like, when you've been in the space for so long, you don't think that, you don't think about those things. You just assume that anybody that's kind of watching your content knows what the heck you're talking about. And that's further from the truth. There's people that are 70 years old that follow me, that's in our Discord, right? That's doing their thing. And shout out to them for being open to new things, right? It's never too late. But I gotta understand that there's people that don't even know how to work a computer that well, but here they are, right? So I want to make sure that I don't lose sight of speaking to those individuals. So I will do my best to make sure that I am providing that content, but I have to also make sure that there's a good balance in my time as well. So I can't add anything more to my plate, but I will incorporate those things in what I currently do. Okay, so we'll make it happen. I'm here for you guys. I've been where you are, and we're gonna grow together. All right, so that's just what it's all about. If you're interested in becoming a member and you're not a member yet, then feel free to become a member. If you're looking for a more massive university type, then consider joining KGU, right? I'll have some links in the comments. But either which way, find a home, because at the end of the day, you know, these discourse or whatever, they give plays and stuff, but it's not about the plays. It's about community, and it's about learning, and it's about just being around like-minded individuals and growth. Okay, so I'm not ever going to tell you that I'm some world-renowned, like, great trader, right? I'm not. I'm a good trader, but I still have work to do on myself, right? I'll always keep it a buck. I think I'm pretty good at finding good investments, but at the same time, I need to get out of my own way, and I need to be more consistent and more aggressive when it comes time to be aggressive, right? So there's things I have to work on, but we're all at different levels. It's ultimately is what I'm trying to say, and we're just here to help each other. So I don't care where you end up. You know, I don't care if you go to KGU. I don't care if you go to Sacrifice for Riches. I don't care if you go to who we got, Stock Mo, Larry Jones, you know, all those guys, right? I know there's a Chris Sane and a Traveling Trader. There's all these people, right, that are really good, and they're multimillionaires for those, and I'm not there. But my position, I think, is kind of unique because I'm still like in the same waters as those minnows that are just coming and trying to figure out what's what, right? But I just have enough time and experience in the game to where I feel like I'm able to reach my hand and pull people with me, right? So that's what it's all about. Hopefully that made sense. Sorry for the soapbox, but you know, it's my channel and I'm gonna say whatever I want to say, right? So whatever. Let me check the comments and go from there. That's not Leia, baby. That's Mama. Marissa, what's up? Oh, that is sis. I see you. What's up, Queens? Man, I got the whole family here. I love to see it. All right. Shout out to my sister, Marissa, and my mom, my wife. I mean, who else gonna show up? We got a reunion. All right. Let's see. Roll Life. If you're new, ask someone, and they'll respond. That's what the Discord, that's what we do in the Discord. Absolutely. Nisha, thank you so much, Queen, for the super chat. I really appreciate that. I'm gonna let y'all know, like, I don't take that stuff for granted. So thank you so much, because you don't have to do that. I'm gonna share my link to be a member and join if you so choose, but please make sure you're subscribed. If you're here right now and you want to add a ticker for this live stream, then you will have to subscribe, and there will be like a minute delay before you can type in the chat. So make sure you're subscribed, and then we're gonna get into it. Okay, so who we introduce? Are you funny? All right, so we're about to get started, but also know we did do a live trading session, right, today, and I think we did about a 25% run up on SMCI. Shout out to a couple people that are here in the chat right now that I know that was there live, and then that ate during that trading session. So shout out to y'all. We're gonna keep that moving. We got our next live trading session next week. Okay, so you do have to be a megalodon to be a part of that. All right, so without further ado, it's time for the rapid fire chart analysis. All right, so you already know what time it is. I'm gonna switch over to the charts. I'm going to look to the chat and I'm gonna ask you for your ticker request. If your name is in green, that means that you are a Discord member or a YouTube member. You will get priority, right? If your name is not in green and you are a member of KGU, Keenan Grace University, right? Then put hashtag KGU at the end of your ticker or your request. I will not accept anything, any tickers, until I say go and this timer starts, okay? We already know I got my timer. It keeps me on track. All right, so before I get started, any questions? Nope, I don't see a ticker right now. Peer pressure. I appreciate you, Tim. Thanks for being here, big dog. All right, so let me flip my screens up and we're gonna dive right into it. Okay, get situated and let's see. Here we go. We got the rapid fire. What's good though, D-Boss? All right, this is the rapid fire chart analysis. We're gonna start it right now. Let's see your tickers in the chat. Let's get into it. What we got? Come on, we gotta be quick. You're on time now. You're on the timer. What we got? First ticker. We're not doing a review of a play from earlier in the week. Hood, KGU. Shout out to KGU. All right, so with Hood, we're gonna zoom out and see what we see. Hood has been on an absolute rocket, but look what happened, right? We already had this set up and we have our zone, so I don't have to do much work here, right? So we tracked all of this before Hood took off. We have a take profit target listed at 118.78, okay? That was beyond our zone, our trading zone, which the ceiling was at 113.05, right? So we broke through that ceiling, we came back to do a retest, and then we broke up through our take profit target, and now we're wicking back down. So as of right now, I can only assume that we're gonna wick back down to retest this level at 113.05. But in the case that Hood continues towards the upside, I will give you the next target towards the upside, and that would be 124.68. Okay, so that would be my next take profit target. This is going to be a key level, right? This is going to be a key level, and I would, if we get there, I can say that we're likely going to get a little bit of chop as it chooses a direction. If we break above 124.61, we're looking for it to come back to retest, and then this thing is on a rocket to about 140 more than likely. We're close to. Let's see here. We'll probably be closer to 136. If we get to this level and we fail to break through, pay attention to a breakout and then a wick back below this level. If we wick back below, then that means that we are not likely to confirm above, and we should be looking for puts. All right, remember, I'm spending too much time on this, but this is kind of how we get started. All right, but remember, we're looking for price action candlesticks, right, to identify a potential reversal. Okay, so in this situation, I would be looking for like an evening star or a shooting star. Okay, all right, y'all see that on the list? Okay, we're gonna move on. What we got next for a ticker? All right, PLTR, KGU. Hold on. Okay, PLTR, Palantir. All right, so Palantir is on a rocket. We already know. So let's see if we zoom out. What can we see? So surprisingly, I don't have this charted on the rapid fire chart analysis. So this is going to take a little bit more time. But essentially, you already know that we are in an uptrend. We got higher highs and higher lows essentially, and now we're trading a little bit sideways. Now, I want you to understand something. When you're using parallel channels, for example, right? I want you to make sure that you have the dash line in the middle active. Why? Because that is a good indication of if we're going to be bullish or bearish, right? So what happens in these trends, right? If we're likely to not, or if we're likely to have a break of structure and let's say sell off, then we would have a hard time breaking this middle line. Okay, so you're looking for this to fail and then potentially break down below this ascending line of support for us to come on down to probably retest our 200-day EMA, which is probably going to be closer to about let's see here, around that time, probably about 125 by the time this happens. Okay, so why did I choose that? Well, mainly because that is also a level of supply, but we do have a couple supply zones that hits prior to that. Okay, if you don't understand supply and demand, I encourage you to kind of research it, or join the Discord because we talk about it a lot. Okay, so but that's what we got right here. But you can't ignore this hammer at the bottom of this downtrend. So we came down. This is an indication of a potential reversal, but we didn't get a follow through candle. Instead, we got some consolidation, and we were looking for the breakout. Okay, which it looks like we got, but we're retesting the top of that zone right now. Okay, now, so you know what I'm talking about. Let's see here. So that line and this line would be your zone that you would have been trading in, right? Because this chop zone, it's a danger zone, right? You break out, we have an evening star. If this comes down and this is a solid red bar, then likely you're going to see a reversal towards the downside. All right, spent too much time on Palantir. Let's see what we got next. AMPX, Amprius Technologies is what that's called. All right, so let's reset the view. Okay, I actually like this. This is actually like it's forming a bull flag. We have a double distribution on the point of, on the volume profile. We don't talk volume profile too often, but you should still know what these things mean. But essentially, we had our uptrend. Now we are in a small consolidation, right? Here, and it looks like we're on our way to a breakout. Okay, so again, you guys aren't giving me much context as far as what you're trying to do, but ultimately this is still looking bullish. We have a cup. This is forming a handle. If you guys know what I'm talking about, then great. If you don't, then DD, right? So here's a cup shape, right? And then this right here would be the handle. Okay, so this is forming, shaping up to be a pretty solid move. Now, if you're looking for direction, that's a different story, and that would require a little bit more time. Let's see if I have it to give. Let's see if I can do this quick for you. Okay, so when you zoom out to the weekly, you're seeing more of a neutral position. Okay, which is a symmetrical triangle. Okay, so on a weekly, we are still neutral. Okay, it's important to zoom out, but when you are bullish into a pattern, then you typically have a bullish move towards the upside. But be careful, because this is a lot of selling up here. Our take profit target for this towards the upside would be right here at 910. Towards the downside, we're looking at about 611. Okay, so this is kind of the zone you're going to play. I'm going to move on from here and go to the next one. What we got? GLW. How we doing so far? Is this helpful? GLW. Wow, you guys are coming with some new ones. GLW is Corning Incorporated. Never touched this company before. It's on an absolute rocket. I understand why we're interested in these companies. You're trying, I mean, it's the next best thing, and you want to know if it's time to get in, if you can ride the wave up or whatever, right? Well, with this situation in particular, it's a little tough. It's a little tough, but let's do this. So I always zoom out and I always look back. couple things I noticed. One, this right here, this level at 75.94 is a key level. We need to find support above this level in order to be bullish. So as of right now, this is going to be a strong level of resistance here for you if you're looking to play this. So what I would be looking to do is essentially, you have increasing volume. This is a strong indication, right, that you have some continued upside. But also, if you're starting to use like your EMAs or whatnot, you do also have to realize like how far away you are from them. So traditionally what happens, right, is once you are so far away, you need to come back, right? You have to fill this gap now. I think that there's a strong possibility that it gets filled like here. This is the stopping point. So just be careful as you go up because there's a likelihood that we're about to come on down, right? And where to? Man, probably all the way down to $55. I don't know. I don't know anything about the company, but I'm just telling you what I see as of right now. But I'm going to move on from here because it is what it is. Wolf, KGU. We talked about Wolf a lot, but nope, it's WULF, right? Make sure that I'm right here, D-Boss. You said Wolf, but is it WULF, which is Terra Wolf Inc., or is it Wolf, WOLF? Make sure that you're right here because I don't want to steer you wrong or talk about a stock you're not interested in. I'll do a quick pause, see if you can reply in time. And so it is the Wolf, okay? All right, so man, this just felt like a rock. All right, so is this a dead company? Like, are we in the process of going bankrupt or being delisted? I mean, it is at 188. Okay, so you need to understand something about this company. If they fall below $1, right, I think there's a period in time to which if it lives down there, they will be delisted. I don't know what happened with the news here on Wolfspeed Inc., but I can tell you that it doesn't look good. As of right now, I know you see some bullish moves right here, but again, we're essentially filling a gap, right? So we came on down and now we're trying to come up to retest a 200-day EMA on a weekly. So is there a strong chance for us to ride the wave up to 343? Sure. However, you have this huge shooting star right here. But I mean, you got value. They just lost earnings. When's the next earnings? November 4th is the next earnings. Okay. All right. So this is what I can say to you. You have demand down here on the weekly. Okay. You have buy side imbalance, right? On the weekly. So these are in your favor as far as upside. If we break below, wow, was that 41 cents? Yeah, you don't even want to touch it. But we are looking to, well, we're breaking the trend right now. It was just a sell-off, man. I don't know what to tell you beyond, I mean, it needs to get through this wall, right? I mean, that's all I can really say. And then previous demand becomes supply. I'm just not feeling the stock. So you do have a supply zone right here, which is where the sellers are. So this is what I say. If you are interested in this stock or company, and for whatever reason, I would be looking to enter a position towards the upside if we were to break and confirm above $4.29. I'm moving on. All right. They filed bankruptcy. That makes sense. That explains it. All of Robinhood shows it as filed for bankruptcy. That makes sense to me. That's what I was assuming. Something like that happened. I don't usually go for stocks like this, but I heard good news. Okay. What else we got? I think Unity. Okay. UNITY. No, this isn't. I don't know. What is Is the software company? Is this what you're talking about? Who is this? I don't know. You gotta tell me if I'm on the right ticker. But I do see a Discord member, Ynet, looking for, what's that? Sorry, I can't. AGIQ. I need my glasses. Oh, so AGIQ. I put the family on this. This is an ETF that's based on AI. We are already in this play. We got in at $19. So shout out to y'all if y'all got the memo when I sent out AGIQ for a long-term investment. Essentially, this is SoFi's ETF for AI stock, right? SoFi Agentic AI. So this is a basket of AI ETFs, and it's a long-term investment. There's nothing much to say here. There's no data. It just came out. If you got in when I said I was getting in, which was around $19.90, shout out to you. We're at $21. That's how we get busy. So going on, moving on next. That's a long-term hold. All right, that's something I'm buying and holding. I'm not really worried about it. There's no due diligence I can do for that right now, aside from what is AI doing overall. Okay, so I see you, big dog. Thanks for responding, DB. You said Unity Software. Okay, so looks like they were asleep for a long time. You know what's funny? This actually looks like SoFi. This actually looks almost exactly like SoFi. The only difference is that SoFi had 3 peaks before it fell like a rock, and then it went to sleep like it did, like this, right? So it's probably gonna move very similarly. Okay, so as of right now, we have this neckline here that we need to kind of get get above. I know that's really far out of the way, but let's see what we can come up with based on the trade. Okay, so we got a double bottom, and it looks like we're trying to break this here. So let's give me a minute. Let's see if we can figure out what it is, where we're going. Okay, I'll put some time into this one because it doesn't look like there's a lot of tickers here right now. Yeah, that makes sense. That tracks. And blue. And all right, so with this company right now, we are 58.91. Okay. So this is the setup right now. So this was a key level at $43.40. And of course, when you hit a key level of resistance, aka a level of supply where sellers are living, technically it's this whole thing right here, but I'm gonna go with this one. All right. You're gonna see some resistance. It won't necessarily shoot right through this. Okay, so what happened? Well, as price was going up and approaching this supply zone, right, you're starting to see volume go down. So as price is going up, volume's going down, right? This is a divergence. This is an indication that there might be absorption of the sellers and they might be taking over. Well, we have to see what happens after this closes. Now, I know this is the weekly. We'll zoom in. You'll have to do your own due diligence. But what you're looking for is like a bar like this. You see how solid that green bar is? You're looking for a red one right here, right? To close. If you see a red bar close solid, where there's more body than wick, then that is a strong signal for a potential reversal. Now, keep in mind, when you look at this cheat sheet, look at where it says Morning Star, right? The Morning Star is 3 candle reversal with small middle candle. The probability is 75 to 80%, effective after a sustained downtrend. Flip it in reverse, then it's an evening star and it's the same probability. So that's 75 to 80%. That just means that there's a 75 to 80% chance that it's going to reverse on you. Okay, so look out for that. If we can break above this level at 47, what is it, 47.38, then you need to wait for confirmation, and then we need some bullish momentum so it can ride that wave up to 58.91 potentially. All right, I'm not going to give you all the take profit targets. That's a different stream. All right, so what do we got? Hey, love calves, welcome. See you. CNC. You did a call for January 26th, so perfect. Keep in mind that anything that I tell you guys on here is not a suggestion for you to buy, hold, or sell, but it should be seen as a potential swing trades, okay? So it looks like we touched on this a little bit, okay? I don't remember this much, but look what happened. All right, so this is a prime example, and I think we talked about this before. Look at my screen, right? You see the morning star. Look at what happened at the end. You get the morning star, the bullish candle, and then you get the pop. That's your 75 to 80% reversal signal. That is what we're looking for. Easy call on the calls, right? In a closer view, I noticed that I've already found a demand zone. So what we were doing is looking for confirmation above this level or retest for us to take it to the upside. And if you played this play when we were talking about it before, shout out to you. You rode this up from at least 28.14 all the way to $34. All right. So where's it going now? Well, this is a double distribution. So at the end of the day, you're looking for this to have some bullish momentum through 35.39. It needs to eat up this candle. You need a complete rocket. And what it's going to do is just gravitate towards this like a magnetic field. All right. So that's what you're looking for. At this point, you need to take off here. But what it's doing right now is what we've been talking about. It came down and now it's trying to fill this gap. So there's a strong chance that you can ride this wave up to about 52.36. Moving on. Oracle, ORCL. This is from the Queen Love Calves. Hashtag KGU. Let's get it. So we touched on this before. Kind of same thing. We set up our trading zone, right? At the time, we had a false breakdown and then we popped right through it, right? So now we got to figure out where we're going next. That's a little tricky. Why? Because there's no historic data, but your boy has a plan. Can it let me multi-select? Yeah, it wouldn't let me do it. All right, so let me do this a good old-fashioned way. All right, so essentially with this one at 316.19, this was the next ceiling. So it's actually doing what I would suspect it to do, right? Which is once you hit the ceiling. Hold on, let me clean this up. This is the ceiling, the next ceiling, right? You wick back below. So it had a false move towards the upside, and now it's below a key level that I'm identifying, okay, which is 315.85. So for as long as you're below this level, you're bearish on this stock. I see this big green wick or boomstick, whatever, but at the same time, you can't ignore the sellers are showing up. And if we come back up to confirm that we can't cross this level, then you're coming back down likely to retest 275.30. If we fall below that, then again, you're looking for a similar setup where you break through, you confirm, and then you come back down to retest this next level at 253.81. From there, you're falling all the way down to 233.16, which is where demand is on this stock. Okay, moving on from Oracle to what's next. One play per person. All right, I can come back later, but hopefully that's helpful. If this is helpful and you're here and you have not hit the like button, please do that to help your boy out. All right, APLD. APLD is Michi Rich. All right, we touch on this often, I think. So, well, we already did this, right? We identified this, I think, before it even happened. But essentially, we had our take profit target of 1767. Again, this is APLD, Applied Digital Corporation, right? So I drew the setup, right? We were looking for we were showing a higher high and higher lows. So we came down, we retested. Now we're retesting again at 1767. The only thing I'm going to say is that We need to break 1767 and find and confirm above before we can continue towards the upside. That's what I can say about APLD. But why do I have this tagged? Something tells me that this is tagged because anytime you see a vertical line on my chart, that means that it was earnings or something. I don't just put this here. No, I think I put this here as a placeholder because we talked about it and I said watch it follow this trend. I think that's what we did before. Okay, let me zoom in quick. All right. Oh, we got a lot of information here, right? So we had this downtrend. We had a false breakdown. We had a hammer at the bottom and we wicked back into demand, which is a strong signal towards upside. So this should have been an alert and a call towards the upside because this was an easy read. But whether or not you were in the play, you have to be setting your alerts. Me as well. But yeah, there's nothing really here until we break above. So, but I will say that this is not a signal for a reversal. Okay, this is an indecision. So it's a pause right now in momentum and it's trying to figure out the direction. But also keep in mind, because I know a lot of people are in APLD, understand that you are far away from your 21-day EMA. So at some point you're gonna have the gap fill this. Okay, your 200 days down here. So everything needs to kind of come together, resync up. All right, what's next? We got 17 seconds. Oh, my bad. Can't see the screen. My bad. Hold on 1 second. I'll add 5 more minutes. But hopefully most of it came through though. You're covering the chart with candlestick cheat sheet. Please fix. Yep, my bad. Do I need to go back over APLD? I mean, I know y'all heard my words, so now it's just a matter of, okay, let me just point you in the right direction. So we broke below this demand zone, but we wicked back into the demand zone with a hammer. All it did was break down to touch the 200-day EMA, and then it wicked back into it. When anytime a stock wicks back into it, like a higher time frame demand zone specifically, there's a strong chance that there's going to be more momentum towards the upside. So that's kind of what happened here. This was your chance to hop into calls the moment this happened. Okay, so then we rode this wave up. We have all this energy right now, but volume is decreasing as we're approaching this take profit target of 1767. Now, I was saying that this right here, this needs to fill. So likely this is going to come down as a retracement, but I could see us just coming down to retest this level, which would be our demand zone. Okay. And this is on the 4-hour right now. Okay. And we have an imbalance. So we'll have a, so yeah, hopefully that makes sense. So if you're looking to hop into APLD, I wouldn't necessarily be looking up here. I would be waiting for a retracement to about demand zone. And I don't know when that's going to happen. All I know is that if you draw a line, you see that we're in a higher high, higher lows, right? And you can get an indication of where we might come back to. We very well could sell all the way off to come back to retest a 4-hour demand of 1412. Maybe not, maybe so. But you know what? Let me do this real quick. We're out of time, but I want to show you what I keep talking about as it relates to these lines, okay? So nothing ever lines up perfectly, but you see this middle line again. If we're lining it up with this, then we could be coming down to retest this central line of this trend, right? Which also happens to be the top of demand, which is at 1553. At this point, I'm looking for a potential reversal towards the upside to ride this wave up, okay, on APLD. All right, hopefully that helps. All right, let's see here. Put a 1 in the chat if this was helpful. All right, let me know if this was helpful. Hey, please. I don't know what please. Hey, please. Okay. The thing is with these, like, I can't get to everybody's. I think I do a pretty good job getting to most of everybody, but yeah, hopefully it was helpful. All right, if you guys can appreciate that, again, share the video, like, subscribe, consider becoming a member if you so choose. I will put 2 links in the comments, and I will stay here as I always do for 5 minutes to answer any questions you may have. I'm not going back to the charts though. Okay, I got a Packer game to get ready for. Go Pack, go. If you're not a Packer fan, you are when you're on this channel. I'm just letting you know. All right, let me see if I can find the link. Give me a minute, y'all. I'm just trying to find my links. Oh, that's why. Wrong channel. I'll be looking soon for questions. All right. So this first link is for KGU. All right. So if you are not a member of KGU and you want to be, there you go. All right. That is a larger Discord that I'm a crown trader in. That is my home, right? But I also have my own Discord for, it's a smaller community, and you know, we have a more of a focus on the basics, but we also do a lot of live trading, training. There's a lot of material available for you too, and it's just a community. I mean, we have some great people over there, and there's the Discord right there for Sacrifice for Riches. All right. Thank you, Lisa. Shout out to Lisa for being here. All right. If you guys don't know Lisa J Stocks, she's really big into like long-term investing. She has kids, and she talks about putting away funds for them, and she's doing really well in her portfolio. So, and she does a lot of interviews too with a lot of people, a lot of people in this space. So check her out. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. We do collaborations as well. We just started it. We're doing it every other Sunday. So our next collab, me and Lisa, is going to be September 21st. Yeah, September 21st. It'll be a Discord exclusive live training session with Lisa and myself and KGU and the Megalodons. All right, so it'll be right on my channel for this time around. Are we getting 25 basis points or 50 basis point cut next week? What do you think? Is the market already pricing it in? That's funny. Like, I wish I had a crystal ball for you, big dog. I'm going to say we ain't getting no basis points. Everybody thinks we're going to get a cut. I understand why, but I don't know. Something tells me, like, you know, the relationship between Powell and Trump. If Powell, you know, look, he's not wrong if he paused. He's not wrong if he doesn't lower interest rates. But he will tick off the commander-in-chief. And that's an easy way to do it. So we'll see what he does. I'm just gonna play the game however the cards are played. All right. If we do drop, right, I will say 25. I don't think he'll do 50. That would be way too aggressive, and he's way too conservative. Are we getting okay? And then, what's your thoughts on HIMS? I don't have thoughts on HIMS. Which IPO do you suggest? Okay, look. So IPOs, I made several videos on IPOs. If you have not caught those, please go to my channel and go to the shorts channel and then look them up. One, I go over like 4 or 5 in one video. And then there's one that just recently came up, and I think it's PRNA. I could be wrong with that with the ticker, but it's another stock that's going to be IPOing on the 19th. But one in particular I'm interested in, I gave it a C-. I gave it the lowest grade of all the IPOs, and that's Gemini. The reason why I gave it a low grade is just because they're bleeding money and, you know, the debt, right? And then just a lot of things are weighted towards crypto, and it's, you know, everything's speculative, and you just don't know. I think that Gemini is going to see a huge surge, right? Fundamentally, it's not sound, in my opinion. But because of the hype of crypto, I can see that being one of the largest runners, and that's actually tomorrow, right? So you do have time to hop into Gemini if you so choose. You do you. But I will say this also. Gemini IPO was presented at $17 to $19 a share, right? They were allowing people to pre-buy the stock for $17 to $19. What was interesting about that is that it was about I know this is a wide range, but it's a $3 to $6 billion difference from their valuation from when they were private. So there was like a huge discount that happened to go from, I don't know, like, to go from about 5 to 6 billion in an evaluation to 2.6 billion in an evaluation was crazy. So I was like, okay, it's a low risk for me, right? So that's why I ended up buying Gemini, because I was like, okay, that's a discount in my opinion. Now, if you were to look and try to lock in Gemini, it is actually selling for 24 to 27, or it's 22 to $24 a share. So that sucks. Like, I would say if that was the price that was offered to me, I would not personally be buying Gemini at $24 to $25. I would be waiting for it to open, do the IPO thing. I do think that it's going to go on a rocket, and then I think there's going to be some profit taking, because they do have a tremendous amount of debt, and I can see the insiders selling off in order to pocket some money, right? So anyway, that's just my take. We will see what happens. Let's see. So hopefully that answers your questions, Lynette, on the IPO. Was the Apple event disappointing? I don't know. I didn't watch it. All right. So if Apple tanked, then probably it was something that wasn't too innovative. Apple's known to copy and paste. What they do, they take something that's already developed, and then they put the Apple makeup on it, and they present it to the world. And Apple's a brand, and Apple is like it's like a cult following at this point, right? They can put their name on something and people will buy it. So they don't really have to do a lot, right? They can just copy other people and do their thing. I'm not trying to get sued. I don't know if that's what they do. It's speculative. I have Android. I'm a Samsung guy, and I know that there's some parts and stuff that are interchanged between the two companies. Whatever. Yeah, they don't have Steve Jobs anymore. They have manatees though. They have manatees. They have a tank full of smart manatees. All right, so enough. Hopefully I answered all the questions. Thank you all for being here. Please, again, share the video. Hey, do me a favor. If you're in this live stream and you have not like go to one of my shorts, especially like if it's like a recent IPO that you know that it's getting a lot of traction or people are interested in, share the video for me. I don't make a ton of live stream videos, so it's a little harder for my channel to grow. So I really rely on the community to kind of help me out. So that's not what it's about, but at the same time, the more people we reach, the more people we help, and that's just a cool feeling. I started it at like seven subscribers, so it's very humbling to be almost at 4,000, which that's my goal this month. So I need y'all help getting there. All right, really appreciate you being here too, 6. All right, this is Stocks4Rell, Sacrifice for Riches. Thank y'all for being here. I will see y'all in the next one. Go Pack Go.